Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be me updating my reading journal. Yes, I haven't done it since what feels like forever, and I really want to motivate me to do that. So without further ado, let's get started. Well, this is my reading journal, and I've been journaling since the last year, I think, or maybe last to last year. I've lost count at this point, but this year, I don't know what happened to me. I just did not update it. So here is where my 2025 journaling starts, but for my and your convenience, it is better to just, turn the camera to face the desk and I'll let you see what I'm doing. By the way, it is gonna take me a while, so just grab a drink and let's do it together. Okay, so here I have my 2025 reading journal, and here I have my yearly tracker. So I'm just gonna go quickly through my Goodreads account. Okay, so I figured out the last book that I updated is It Ends With Us, and I've read multiple books after that. By the way, just in case you're wondering, I'm gonna be using these pens. I'm just gonna grab my black pen and let's see how many books I read in May other than It Ends With Us. None. I've read It Starts With Us in June. I read 5 books in the month of June. Now let's move on to July. I read 4 books in July. I thought I've read more, but unfortunately I didn't. It was my birthday month too, so I think we can get a grade. And I read 2 books in August. Now we'll skip ahead a few pages and we'll move to the reading log, and we're just gonna fill it up. I just realized how frequently I give 4 and 3 stars to a book, whereas it is so rare that I give a book 5 stars, which in this case I gave only to 4 books, which is Powerless, Reckless, Never Lie, and Say You'll Remember Me. Now that the reading log is done, I think we can go back to the book of the year page where I choose my best read book of a year. So for July, it is going to be Never Lie. For May, it is going to be It Ends With Us. And for June, oh my gosh, I do not want to choose between Powerless and Reckless, but if I had to choose, I would choose Powerless. For the quarterly, I'm gonna choose Powerless. It's non-negotiable. About the series tracker, I've read A Court of Frost and Starlight, so I'm gonna tick off the 4th one. I've read It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us, so that goes off as well. I read a new series that is Powerless. There's 1, 2, 3 books in there. I've read all of 3, except for the novellas, which is gonna come by the end of September, I think. And then we also have Haunting. No, I think that's Cat and Mouse Duet. It is a 2-book series, as the title goes, and I've read both. I've read another book by Freedom McFadden. I've read 2 other books by Colleen Hoover. Now that it is done, we're gonna move on to the monthly reading tracker. Just in case you're wondering, I color code my entire year, so it's like blue in June, dark blue in July, purple in August, and so on and so forth. We've got
5 books in June. Those were my TBR, but I actually didn't read them, so it doesn't count. First one I read, It Starts With Us, which is the second book of It Ends With Us. Then I read And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. Then I read Powerless, Reckless, and Fearless. I think it was around like 6 hours. It was like 2 hours, 12 to 13 hours. Reckless was even longer, and Fearless, it was long, but I devoured it. So it was like 13 hours or something. Okay, so basically why I'm writing it in the month of May, It Starts With Us, is because I started it in the month of May and then I finished it in June. So I'm going to include it in both of the months. I started it in 26th of May and there's no finishing day in the May. And if we move on to the June, it is the 2nd of June, the day I finished the book. Next we have And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. I started it in 2nd of June and finished it on that day only. I read it in like a sitting, so that's that. Then I started Powerless in 3rd June and ended in 9th. I started in 10th June. I finished it on 10th June. I don't know how I did that, but it is what it is. And then I started Fearless in 11th June, completed reading it in 16th. What a wonderful reading month. Now we're going to move on to July. In July, we've read 4 books. I've read Never Lie, 7 hours or something. I've read Hunting Adeline. Oh, that would be Haunting first, and then Hunting, Norwegian Wood. Haunting Adeline took me about like 12 hours or something. Hunting Adeline took even more than that, 14 hours. Norwegian Wood was about like 6 hours. Let's move on to the August. We've read 2 books till date. First is A Court of Frost and Starlight. It took me about like 4 hours or something. It was such a short book, but a really good one. I highly recommend it. Then we have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Nine to 10 hours. Finished it on that day only. I'm so tired, so you're just gonna be needing a little bit of hydration. Okay, so that is it for today's video. The only thing that remains is to write my favorite quotes in here, the blank space that I left. So I'm gonna do that, but maybe later, not today. Okay, so this is my 2025 reading journal, and let's now do a quick flip through.
Thank you so much for coming along with me. If you've made it till the end, then thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. With that being said, I'll see you in your beautiful face in my next one. Bye.